Do you have refights available yet?
I don't think we do. I haven't noticed it. It's possible we do. I haven't seen it, though.
Because there was a way to get trainers you'd already fought to fight you again.
Yeah, I think it's a Poketch thing.
Yeah.
Like, it could be available, but I don't know if it is.
Yeah, check through which apps you have on your Poketch.
I don't know how to fucking do that. Welcome back to the D-pad.
Oh, God, I guess we're in, yeah.
I guess we're in. I'm John.
You just keep
I'm
tapping
Rick.
that button on the side.
Okay.
My best guess for best place to grind would be
Dr.
somewhere
P.
near Canalave City. Like, that just makes the most sense in terms of generally
Step
Pokemon
counter,
games increase the levels
team.
linearly over the course of the game.
Item finder.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's only been useful exactly once for me.
I don't think I care
Hidden
anymore.
move.
Yeah,
nope.
no, that's it.
You don't have it.
We're looking to see, I don't know when we actually started. Also, Pikachu's fucking silly-ass face
What
down
button you hold? Okay.
Yeah.
Love this game.
Oh, yeah.
How do
It is more useful in touch mode, apparently.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. How do I get to, how do I fly to the city you mentioned?
Go to the map.
You're right next to it.
Oh, I am.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
If you just go left, then I think you're there. Which means 218 is probably...
Probably one of the better places to
Yeah,
grind,
218 and
but
Iron Island are
so this
probably
is
your two
Canalave.
best places to go.
Yeah, I would
Fuck is
take the boat and grind there. That's probably the highest level
alright.
Pokemon you have access to.
Alright.
There was also like a branch that you didn't go down at the end of that anyway.
Oh, so maybe I could catch something? Maybe a
Um,
wild
probably
Mewtwo
not.
fix my
Question,
problems?
Actually, I don't think there's any unique things for you on Iron Island. I didn't catch anything there either. I think for the
Because
same
there was
reason.
nothing available.
Yeah, it's like the basic cave dwelling Pokemon.
Yeah. Cool. Well, good, because I can probably exploit their weaknesses and destroy them quickly.
I mean, that's the idea. Yeah.
Oh, just like enemies in real life, huh?
Yep.
How's everybody doing?
Going
today?
on a boat.
You know, I played this awesome game about catching monsters.
Yep.
And leveling
called Dark
up
Souls?
and having a party. No, it's called Monster Sanctuary. It's an independent game that was pretty successfully kickstarted, and they released on all platforms, and it's actually awesome.
I just kickstarted. I didn't kickstart. I joined the Kickstarter of another like monster catching game recently.
What's that one called?
Oh my god, what is it called? It had a. Oh god, I'm embarrassed now because I think that the level that I joined let me like add design elements to something.
Oh.
So I feel double dumb. Let me look it up before I make random guesses here.
Yeah, and then you should probably add those design elements before.
Yes, I actually have another one that I need to send design stuff in for this weekend.
It's Grabbler.
So you can have like an NPC named after you somewhere in the or something like that.
For the one that I'm answering for tomorrow, well, the due date for us to like sort it out is tomorrow. It's been a little bit of a busy weekend.
Yep.
Is one that's like design an NPC. They'll have like an impact on the stuff going on around them and stuff. Like, oh, cool, all right. So I'll probably keep it, quiet until it's actually like out in the world. But
explosion.
Oh god, that's my number one worry.
Do
when
it, you won't.
Graveler. Bulldoze. Great move.
Yeah, excellent.
To be fair, I mean he's 10 levels lower, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. But he will have rock type moves, right? So, or he might have rock type moves. I guess I don't know that he does.
Okay, it's entirely possible, but
the only problem with this is grinding against things that have fucking sturdy sucks. What's Hurricane?
Hurricane.
Flying. He can finally learn a flying move.
Oh yeah, I think bounce was like the only thing that he could learn.
Holy
flying
shit!
for like
Accuracy
generations.
70. Get fucked.
Oh
game.
yeah, it's
no,
a flying.
Fucked.
the 110 at 70 accuracy is supposed to be a trade-off that they offer.
This is literally.
I never take those.
It's
but
Blizzard. Or
It's I was gonna say it's
yeah.
literally Blizzard but flying type.
How bad do I want him to have a flying?
may cause confusion.
There's always an interesting bonus there for sure.
Like,
so here's the thing though, Blizzard. I think I'm gonna get this wrong. I think Blizzard normally has the lowest accuracy, but the reason for that being frozen
Is
was
really
and
good.
still is the clear worst of all of the status effects these things can do.
Yeah. I in Scarlet I was down to one Pokemon.
Yeah.
But I used Blizzard and it froze my enemy. This is in the Elite Four, and I was able to take those turns to bring back my whole team.
Yeah, heal up everybody.
I was just like, oh, max revive.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, oh, frozen solid. All right, max revive.
Yeah. I'm like,
Frozen
oh, thank
solid.
God. Oh, there we go. Poglings.
excuse me?
Poglings is the name of the thing.
Oh, okay. The game?
Yes. I'm
Is it
trying to
based on the
remember-
90s hit pastime Pogs?
No. I mean, it might, maybe. But
They all have round icons for their
What the
character
fuck?
portraits.
just write like little...
Oh,
What's
it
up?
raises the speed stat? Just Flame
Oh, it
Charge
makes you
is
faster,
Flame
yeah.
Charge is kind of a worse move than this one.
I mean, it is more accurate, which is nice.
Yeah. More accurate.
Yeah, it comes down to what you're looking for the move to do, right?
Yeah, I don't
right. That's supposed to. That's nice because it's speed up plus damage. So if you're trying to set up for being faster than everybody for a couple of turns, right?
Yeah,
that's useful, but
it's nice. I don't think I'm gonna do it though.
Takes strategy.
All right, so we're gonna try and make this a non-terrible grinding episode.
Yes.
Wish us luck. Goji's here.
What level was
She's
the Graveler?
booping the mic.
How did I stumble across
40.
Poglins? I feel like
40?
it's being
Did I make
made
that up?
by
34
somebody.
maybe?
What's that?
He asked what level the Graveler was, and I have no.
That one was 33.
Okay. Your
tail's so erect.
You're probably safe from explosion.
Yeah, I would imagine. Battle Thunderbolt.
Yeah, they have slowly reduced the intensity of self-destruct and explosion over the years.
Well, they've actually taken the teeth out of every possible part of this game.
Well, like Gen 2 or 3, I forget which, had the worst version of it because they simultaneously... So, like, if you compare how it worked in Gen 1 versus how it worked in Gen, 4, they're kind of comparable. Gen 1, it used to be that it did... 160/200 damage or something, but it ignored defense. It was especially devastating. And then in Gen 4, by the time we get there, it was... I might have these backwards. It was a much greater attack power.
Yeah.
400, I want to say.
Yeah, but it stopped doing the ignore defense thing. So you could defend, you could increase your defense and all that, and that would still work.
Yeah.
But in Gen 2, they had the higher attack damage and also still ignored the defense. It was like horribly devastating to run into that. Like, it would basically
just impossible
one
to
hit
not get killed.
Yeah, it was extremely difficult to survive. I'm actually gonna look that up.
If it keeps going for bulldoze, I hate to see the moves it's not using.
I'm betting one of them is...
Koji, what are you doing? She's just like bonking all the mic stands.
I'm betting one is defense curl or iron defense. I'm surprised.
Maybe rock smash.
One might be rock smash because that would be a less effective move because it's fighting type. But I would have to imagine that a Graveler would normally have either rock throw or rock slide too.
Yeah.
So I'm just a little surprised.
Because that would be at least some damage.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Explosion for Pokemon. Currently 250, 100 accuracy. In Gen 1, its power was 170, and the target's defense was halved during damage calculation. So it was effectively 340.
Yeah.
In Gen 2, the power was increased to 250 where it stands today, but it was still cutting the defense in half.
So 500.
Yes.
So Gen 2, it's the most dangerous.
Yeah, Gen 2 and 3.
Good job, Apep.
And 4, actually. It was Gen 5 where it stopped cutting the defense in half. So...
Damn. So it really was dangerous for a while.
So the original version of this game, it would have been like a horribly awful thing to run into. Like, this cave would have been super dangerous to be in.
Yeah, I mean... Jeff lost...
If they have explosion.
Pokemon... Yeah. Was it his starter, or was it his... that he lost to explosion...
Yeah.
In his Nuzlocke stream.
I think it was
Platinum.
literally here, wasn't it?
It might have been at the Iron Island, yeah.
Because I thought it was in the middle of the game somewhere, and I think I remember... So I made a point of not watching the streams because I knew that we were going to be doing this, and I was like, all right, I want to make sure that I'm not, like, keeping things in the back of my head.
Wow, the one time there's no random encounters.
I know, right? Holy shit. But I do remember there was a point where, like, 3 or 4 streams in a row, he was basically in Canalave City. And, like, just kind of didn't leave, and I was like, okay, these streams are all, like, 2-3 hours long, so... But I think that was part of what happened. He just, like, he lost 1 or 2 of his ringers.
Yeah, and
he had to grind
rebuild.
It back up. Yeah.
Stronger than before. So I think once I get to level 60, I can be done grinding. I mean, I think that's fair.
Yeah, okay. Wait until John learns about the level cap in the... I'm sorry, what?
No.
So
I hear nothing. Oh, he doesn't have sturdy.
Yay!
Get fucked, Graveler.
He's got Rockhead.
Graveler learns Stealth Rock at 29, so they're not setting up Stealth Rock on you.
Literally the best move of any move in any game ever, I think.
I mean, it only matters if you're switching, right? So...
True.
Yeah, but you have to switch every time somebody dies.
I mean, yes. Yeah,
so
if somebody goes down, then you have to switch.
Worse, or at best, it's still a handful of free hits.
Yeah, it should have Bulldoze, Rock Slide, and Iron Defense to round out its moveset.
So
these
it does.
Gravelers.
So that's the thing. It does have a rock type move. Then
It's
that's so weird that none of them have used it. It's very surprising.
Is this my last waterfall?
Oh, I didn't think about
see if I have
EP
an
as being
ether.
an issue. Yeah.
Oh, this one also Rockhead.
Huh. Yeah.
Lucky.
I know that this would probably annoy the shit out of people. I wish that of all the things that aren't currently that have no deviation whatsoever, the one thing that is universal is your learn set in a set of games. It is the same level, the same moves for the same Pokemon in almost every case. There are a few very rare exceptions to that rule.
Yeah.
I wish there was a little bit more flexibility to it. Like, make it a little fuzzier. Or hell, do it like, Final Fantasy II or Vagrant Story where, like, you have stats
using
based
certain
on
moves.
Yeah. If you're
Builds
using
up other moves.
If you're using more rock-type moves, maybe you learn your the next rock-type move a level early or something. Like, oh, yeah, there you go. You're using these. You have an affinity for it, right?
Right. That could be fun and interesting and complicated.
Very complicated for sure. Or also, depending on your Pokemon's nature or its ability or its IVs or something, like maybe that could also impact what you learn or when you learn it. Like, I feel like it'd be nice for there to be a tiny bit more unpredictability because, like, I get a little bit bummed when I pick up a Pokemon game and folks, are already theorizing about min-maxing everything.
Right.
Like, this is the level this happens, you need to get to that level so you can get this and then evolve it, then you trade it for this so you get this and it has that level and then use that against that gym and then you get rid of it. And it's like, that's not fun to me. That's just following a worksheet.
Right. That's building out your worksheet to play the optimal game that you spent $60 on.
You're right, yeah. I paid $60 to follow a set of directions to specifically go this. It's like, I would rather have a bit more of a... It's something that, like, I do enjoy about, like, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is literally nobody plays those games the same way. Nobody. Until people figure out really intense speedrun strategies, and then speedrunners tend to play it the same way.
Right, but that's
even then,
that's not like the fun way to win.
Yeah, that's and like that falls still well in line with how speedrunning kind of operates most of the time anyway. So like that's fine, whatever. But I don't know. I would kind of like a little bit more variability and unpredictability in Pokemon, because in some ways it's hard for me to not see the spreadsheet behind the game sometimes.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, hell yeah, I've got this Machop. I can't wait to evolve it to a Machoke. And I know that there's a number on Bulbapedia that I can look at that'll just tell me when that happens. But by knowing that information, it makes me feel less invested, because it's like, oh, I'll level up to this and then it'll evolve. It's like, all right, I would...
There is a self-destruct.
There is one, yep. It's like, I would honestly not mind something that's more like meter-based. There's a lot of old, like, pet training, monster catching games that had, like, meters and things that... when they got to certain places would do stuff. And it's like, I don't know, a little bit less rigidity. I would love.
Don't think that was supposed to have self-destruct yet.
Ooh.
At level 31.
Fighting illegal Gravelers?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm going to double check that now.
What level was it?
31.
31. Well, Graveler.
I guess I was looking at Explosion before, and that comes at level 38, which is much more dangerous than self-destruct.
It's what, 200 versus 250?
I mean, it did like half, so I have to be vigilant.
Yeah, we just heal up, right?
Yeah, I heal up.
Although I guess it didn't crit, so...
It did crit.
Oh, it did?
Oh, it did.
Yep.
Okay.
I believe it did crit.
All right, then you're fine then. Even Explosion wouldn't kill you at that point then. Game data.
Yeah, it's so
Great
far
job,
down.
Goblin Hole A.
Great critical hole.
Oh my god, this game is so slow.
You can. I think you can speed up text boxes and stuff too.
It's not even the speed of the text.
Yeah.
It just takes a minute.
So self-destruct in this. Oops, sorry, I'm looking at. Oh no, that is Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
Yeah, it's listed as level 47 for its learn.
Oh, interesting. I'm seeing.
Maybe it's an egg move or
I'm
something.
seeing it as 24 for self-destruct and 44 for explosion.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Oh, you might be. You're looking at Arceus.
Oh, whoops.
That's
the
why I was like,
other Gen 8.
Yes, yeah.
Legends Arceus. Ah, yeah. Okay, self-destruct 24.
So
yeah.
Also, this means that based off... So the way that Pokemon moves work in the wild is every Pokemon will have the 4 most recent moves it can learn.
Yes.
Which means that every Graveler above level 24 will have a sacrificial move.
Sweet.
Because it learns Explosion 4 moves later, and then it doesn't learn 4 more moves after that. So,
Yes.
So self-destruct gets replaced with Explosion.
Yep. Literally, yeah. It replaces one with the next. So everything above 24 has
Rooney.
an exploding move. Quick Claw.
And they still have a rock move on them at this level because they have Smackdown.
Oh, yeah. Which is even better for flying.
Yeah,
well,
it's weird.
Maybe not better. It's weird because Smackdown is a rock type, which means it's super effective against flying, but then it knocks down the flying type that it's good against.
Excuse me.
So it's like, oh.
So at the next turn, they can be hit by ground moves.
Actually, I say that, and now I want to double check. Does it actually take away the flying type or make it not immune?
I believe it does take away the type for a turn. I think it changed super effective status in a battle that I fought recently.
Okay. And again, too, that might also... Was that a Scarlet thing or an Arceus thing?
That was a Scarlet thing.
Okay, all right. I was going to say, because I know Arceus changed a shitload of the... If anything, I am kind of impressed with Legends Arceus, where, like, obviously they don't have all the Pokemon, but also the setting makes that make a little more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they restructured the entire battle mechanic system.
Yes.
So, like, I can't be too upset that they didn't go all out.
Would you
with
say for the
everything.
better, though?
I would say that it's... I mean, for the setting, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for the setting it works.
Because it makes things, like, more dangerous.
Yeah, battles are way faster in terms of, like, everyone hits way harder. I in some ways I like the agile and strong style situation. I kind of hope that they find a way to pull that into the main series sometime or something very similar.
I hope that we get a nice, rich Legends offshoot
Yeah,
line.
just a side series would be fine. I'd be down for that.
I mean, and they
Johto has a strong history that would be really good to get into as well.
Yeah, they already set it up to be handled by third-party studio, or I don't know, is ILCA second party?
I think ILCA is third party, but check on that. Well, honestly, so I would love for them to do Johto, because odds are they're going to be doing a Let's Go Johto at some point in the near future. Pair it with a Pokemon Legends Celebi, and you're golden. And also Kalos. Kalos has a really deep history shit going on that you keep getting bits and pieces of, and like, oh, there was this huge war and all of this stuff. It's like, okay, that'd be kind of interesting to look into. ILCA means a whole bunch of things. Let's see. ILCA games.
They also made these remakes?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
ILCA.
Mario Kart 8. One Piece Odyssey.
Oh, interesting. So sorry, they didn't do Arceus. They did this.
I thought
Arceus was not ILCA.
What was the studio? I could have sworn that opens up with ILCA. Now my head hurts.
Game Freak. No, that was just straight up Game Freak. That was what they worked on. I guess because they weren't doing a main series title at that.
Good job,
time?
Goblin Hole.
Wait, did they? Oh, you know what? Scarlet and Violet may have been given to somebody else. Maybe that's what it was. Scarlet and Violet. No, that was also Game Freak, so I have no idea then. This was ILCA.
Interesting. I could have sworn that Legends Arceus opened up with that ILCA screen, but it must be...
It's not. I don't know.
When I fire up Brilliant Diamond.
No. It's interesting. I mean, to an extent, credit where credit's due, Arceus and Scarlet Violet were much bigger games than Pokemon traditionally is, and if Game Freak itself was doing both simultaneously, essentially, like, there's no way they wouldn't have been able to, that they wouldn't have done it simultaneously.
Right.
Those games were way too big for either of them to be less than a year's worth of work.
He crits a lot.
It's sort of a bummer because, like, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was a really good remake. Like, maybe the best remake we've gotten so far for Pokemon. And then this being, like, there was Pikachu and Eevee, which was, like, hit or miss, and that was kind of more of, like, an experimental thing,
This is comparatively garbage.
It's
to Omega Ruby.
This is
compared to
that
Omega
felt
Ruby
a
Alpha
full
Sapphire, yeah.
This is a full game.
This is like 98% of faithful remake.
Yeah, this is a coat of paint with
Of
some
Diamond and
minor
Pearl.
mechanical changes, for sure.
Yeah.
For Switch.
Yep.
Where I guess Omega Ruby was like more of a reimagining.
That was very much like a lot of basic stuff got changed. The storyline was kind of rewritten in a lot of ways. They had the whole Delta episode. Characters were redone from the ground up. This one is more of just a 3D remake / port in most ways.
Port.
Yeah.
Speaking of port, shall we shove off from the port into the seas of time and return to our pier of stability next time?
No, we should shove off
Wow.
into the vastness of space, because that's where the true God.
That's
is
true.
found.
That's I've heard heathens say that God exists in space, but truly we know that God exists in time.
No, that's where you're wrong.
No, it's definitely not.
Depends on which God.
We experience time, and that's the proof of it. So we'll see you next time.
See you next space.
In this space.